Hey, American Contractor, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked out American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. You guys can go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. For our weather today, the main stories are going to be our hail and wind risks for Texas yet again. Pretty much going to be the same risk area as we saw yesterday, a little bit further to the north. We'll take a look here in a moment. And then for tomorrow, we still could get some scattered storms here and there. We're once again waiting to put out that risk area. We're getting into that season where we're kind of taking it day by day and seeing how the environmental conditions play out. So I'll talk a little bit about what we're expecting tomorrow. And then last but not least, our tropical check-in. Hurricane Sam is still a Category 4 storm, and then we also have another tropical depression that has formed in the Atlantic, as well as a couple other areas of disturbance. So we're going to take a look at that as usual. But before we get into our weather, our upcoming events come first. So we are going to be at RoofCon tomorrow, September 30th through October 2nd. This is going to be in Orlando, Florida at the Orange County Convention Center, and we are going to be at booth 319. So if you guys are out there for RoofCon, or if you're just in the Orlando, Florida area looking for something to do, come say hi. If you guys are getting your tickets, you can use the code HAILYEAH and get 10% off. So make sure to use that code, and then make sure to drop by booth 319 to come say hello to us at RoofCon. And then after that, we are going to be at the OU-TCU tailgate. If you guys are new to us and didn't know, we do tailgates for the Oklahoma Sooners football games. And so this next one is going to be October 16th in Norman by the Bud Wilkinson House on Jenkins. So we got a whole row of tailgates out there, and we will be among those. So you guys can come say hello, play some cornhole, get some free food. That is so hard for me to say. Free food and free beer at the game, and come watch the game with us there. And then while you're at the tailgate, we are doing an OU Iowa State ticket giveaway. So we just did our OU Texas giveaway, and the next one is going to be for OU Iowa State. And that is going to be held on October 30th, the drawing for that. But to enter that, come to our tailgates. You can sign up for one entry there. And then if you also take a picture of yourself at our tailgate and post that on social media, tag us in that, you will get a second entry as well into this OU Iowa State ticket giveaway. So make sure to come do that, and you guys could get some free tickets, as well as, again, free food, free beer, watch the game, have a good time. So that's it for our upcoming events. Current conditions right now are looking pretty beautiful across the west, pretty beautiful again across the east. We've had that first trough that has moved finally off the east coast there, and you can kind of see it spinning away. So no storms anymore in store along the east coast with that first trough. But then we have that second one that's pushing through the Rockies right now, and that's what's bringing all of this moisture up through the central and southern plains. We got all that cloud cover there. And then down into our risk area today, plenty of sunshine behind that as we get this cold front and dry line getting ready to move through once again. Through the same risk area, going to be a similar risk to what we saw yesterday. Very short-lived storms, but the potential for severe hail and wind are possible with those. Then for the rest of our country, looking pretty gorgeous in terms of weather. So we're sitting in the 70s and 80s through the east. A little bit cooler once we get up into the northern Rockies, and then 56 up in Portland. So pretty pleasant temperatures for most of us, finally starting to feel like fall. And with that, we're starting to get more limited risks, but again, risks to talk about nonetheless. So let's get into that here. We've got our forecast CAPE, convective available potential energy. This is just how much instability is in the atmosphere that our storms can feed off of. We need a lot of that for that hail to form. This is a key factor in hail formation. So we like to see these moderate to high values for that to form. And that's what we got here right in this central Texas swath here. We've got those moderate to high instability values by about 5 p.m. this afternoon and evening. That's when that's really going to get ramped up with peak heating of the day. And then as the storms feed off of that, that's going to weaken a little bit into the evening and overnight hours. But this is what that's going to make that look like on radar here. So pretty quiet start to the day, and then by 5 p.m. we are going to get storms starting to develop just to the east of the Dallas area. Check these out. We're starting to get isolated cells feeding off of that instability through the area, and those are going to continue to develop through a couple of hours. Just a really short window for those storms to develop, produce some gusty winds, produce some severe hail, and then check that out, guys. By 5 a.m. we're done. Quiet, sunny morning. Should be a lot cooler for you guys as that cold front pushes through, and that's what's fueling these storms into today. So this is what that risk area looks like for you guys. Like I said, pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. We are extending that a little bit to the north. So you guys down in the Del Rio area should be good for today. But if you are in Lawton, Abilene, Dallas-Fort Worth, if you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're on the very edge of that swath. So we'll see if we can get those storms to shift far enough east. Yesterday, they kept away from you guys. They were just west of the metro area. But if these storms can shift far enough towards you guys could get some $quarter to $half sized hail. Same with you guys for Lawton and Abilene. You could also get quarters to $half into tomorrow. Then again, same risk area for wind into this evening. So we've got the north central part of Texas here, Lawton, Abilene, Dallas-Fort Worth. Again, in those risk areas, same reasoning. We've just got a very short-lived period of storms. Those could produce gusty winds as well as $quarter to $half sized hail anywhere in this swath. Those are going to die out pretty quickly, and then we should have a quiet night ahead. Then for tomorrow, again, we're taking this day by day, guys, because we're seeing how that instability lines up into the next day. And that's what we're really watching here into the southern and central part of Texas for tomorrow. So check this out. Quiet start to the morning, but then by 3 p.m. we start to get some storms developing along this central part of Texas here, just north of San Angelo, south of Lubbock. We're going to see those stay isolated initially, but then it gets really messy as the afternoon and evening rolls on. Lots of stuff blowing up along that cold front, and we'll see lots of loud thunderstorms, gusty winds, as well as possibly severe hail in this area for tomorrow. However, we're really waiting to see if these form behind the cold front, the chance is done. We're not going to see enough instability for those to form. If they can stay out ahead of that front where all that instability is, that's when we could get that severe hail. But right now, we're really waiting to see how these storms play out, if they're going to be behind that front or ahead of it, because that's going to be key into tomorrow's storms. So this is by midnight. Those storms are starting to track towards Dallas-Fort Worth and going through the area. Could get some gusty winds to end your day if you guys are in the DFW area, passing past San Angelo by midnight, and then moving eastward across the central part of the state and fizzling out by the early morning hours. So for tomorrow, we're not going to put out a risk quite yet. We will see if, again, those storms can lay ahead or behind that cold front. Depends on if they can line up with that instability. That's going to be very key. So definitely tune in tomorrow to our forecast, and we'll see if we can get you guys out a risk for hail and wind in central Texas once again. Then for our ocean risk, we got a Tropical Storm Sam, or Tropical Depression 20. So this is our first depression that we're going to talk about today. It is quickly going to become a tropical storm and then push off of the western Atlantic. 50 miles an hour by Thursday, and then 65 still by Thursday evening. Then it should be a Category 1 hurricane by Friday. So we are expecting a quick development into a tropical storm from this system. Should quickly become tropical named storm by the end of today likely, and then Category 1 by Friday. Then short-lived Category 1 status should drop back down into the tropical storm category by Sunday. So another very short-lived named storm, going to end up in the middle of the Atlantic, not really doing much, and this is what we're looking like by Monday morning. 50-mile-an-hour winds, not really bothering anyone. Now for Hurricane Sam, so this is going to be at 130-mile-an-hour winds still. So it is still maintaining its Category 4 status, slowly moving northwest at 9 miles an hour. Going to stay Category 4 for quite some time, guys. It finally drops down to Category 3 status just before it gets to the east of Bermuda, 125-mile-an-hour winds. Again, Bermuda, we've talked about it. If you guys are in that area or know anyone in Bermuda, should stay east of you guys, but you will still get some heavy swells, heavy waves, rip tides from the storm as it passes to your east. Going to stay a Category 3 storm past Bermuda, drop down to a Category 2 just as it gets to the same latitude as Halifax, Canada. And again, same story for you guys along the East Coast. Probably going to get very heavy waves along the East Coast as well as rip tides. So if you guys have beachfront property, if you're just beach goers trying to get that end of the season beach day in, be aware of that, as Hurricane Sam is going to push those waves all the way out to the East Coast into this week. Then for our 5-day tropical outlook, we've got a few areas of disturbances. So the first is going to be in the North Atlantic. We have dropped this one down to a 10% chance over the next 2 and 5 days of development as it moves into conditions with more shear and cooler water, not really great for development. Then our second system is going to be off of the coast of Africa. Once again, 30% chance in the next 2 days, 30% in the next 5 days, as it's going to get overrun by, this is now Tropical Depression 20. This is the one we talked about earlier, just did an update in the system. But this is going to overrun this system, not really going to help it form any. So 30% chance over the next 2 and 5 days for that to develop. So not likely that we'll see much tropical activity coming out of those two storms, but we do have 20 and Sam to talk about, as well as our Texas risks. So stay tuned to our future forecast videos for more information on those. If you guys want to follow us, you can do that on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. And then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us if you would rather at info@hailtrace.com, or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.